Hello, everyone. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations, and I am here on a live stream. This is our last, what is it? Our last Thursday of January. So we are getting fired up and ready to go. It's a new year, it's a new day. We got a lot of things to accomplish this year. We're going to break the glass ceiling. We're going to make a lot of things happen. So, if this is your first time on my channel, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm an international fashion designer. I'm actually still at work when I come on live. So, I'm on the couch here, stopping for a moment to check in to see how everyone is doing. And while you're coming on tonight, our topic is, are you lazy? Now, we don't really like to be thought of as lazy, right? Just think about it. If someone called your name and they called you lazy, what would you really say? You'll say, they don't really know me. Well, when I ask you, are you lazy? I mean, are you lazy with your gift? Okay. Are you lazy with your gift? Think about it. And don't answer it if the answer is yes. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want to hear it. Okay. So my name is Evelyn. I'm here. We're going live tonight. We got a lot of stuff to cover in a short period of time because if you know and you are anyone of color, when it's Black History Month, that means it's actually Christmas month. Okay, it's not Black History Month, it's Christmas month. Black history is for those who are watching for the very first time that are different cultures and all across the country, all across the world. When it's Black History Month, it's like Christmas. Okay, it is actually a time where African Americans have tried to deny their culture, and everybody around them say it's Black History Month. And if you come to church, you come to a party, you come anywhere, and you don't have on your Black history gear, they'll say, what's going on? Don't you have something? In fact, they'll give you something to wear. Okay, so I'm no different. It's crazy, crazy, mad business, busy for me already. I have truckers coming into town saying, look, I get off my truck at 2:00. Want to come see what you got? I got to get it. So it's a great time if you are anyone, any race that has anything that is of Black history design will make money this month. Now, if you're not prepared, guess what? My title said, are you lazy with your gift? Okay. Now we had Christmas, we got over Christmas, had New Year's. Now we're in the middle of a storm. So what are we doing? Are you watching that crazy stuff? Are you getting down with your gift? Are you getting down with your gift? Are you watching that crazy stuff? I'm not saying don't look at what's going on the news, but I'm saying get a grip. Okay. Now, are you lazy? I mean, is anybody on this channel watching me saying they lazy or think they're lazy? This is a boot camp channel. This means we put some skin in it. Okay, next week is the Super Bowl, right? Everybody homework is to watch the Super Bowl or watch the headlines to see who really wasn't lazy, to see who really put some skin in it, to see who worked all year and say, I'm not going to give up. Okay, before I get started and tell you who the heroes of this channel is, if I called your name, that means you are current on your membership. That means you are listed. And that means that you got just a little bit that you're going to give me your time to see if I'm worth your money and your time. Now, if you're a subscriber, you can come on anytime. But the ones who are members are normally on the channel. In fact, there's normally like 125 of you on every Thursday night. And I really want to thank you for that. But you need to be a member. And the reason I say you need to be a member, because when you're a member, that means you are engaged. That means that you are committed to at least $3.99. Now, I got to say a couple things, and I don't want to hit no toes. But if you're not a member, When I give the phone number, when I do my commercials, because every business has a commercial, that's something they're promoting to make money. When I give the phone number, the phone numbers is if you want to purchase something for me. Also, the phone number that I give you is for members to ask me questions if they need help, or they got a concern, or they want to know how much a sponsorship is. Okay. If you are a member and you ask questions, typically everyone I answer your question within 24 hours. But if you're a member, you ask questions, you ask me a 1 bullet question and I answer your question. But if you're a member and you ask me 5 or 6 questions, 10, 15 questions, that means you need to be on, you need to get some coaching. And I'm going to tell you why. If you ask me 10 questions and you're not a member, that means you're losing money. Okay? So you said, I made some money, but guess what? If you get some coaching, you're going to 10 times that. You know, you find money for what you want. And if you have a gift and you broke, unfortunately, you may be lazy. Now, I know that's hard to take, but if you have a gift and you're not using your gift, that means you probably being a little bit lazy where you can do a little bit more. Because if you manifest something, you're going to make it happen. You're going to get it. It's going to come. I don't care what. Before I tell the membership, I got to tell you the story about this seamstress that was being sold for 19 cents. If this don't make you jump out your seat and run around your house and thank God, there's nothing I could ever say to you that will help you. Okay? Just nothing I could help you that will help you. There was a slave in Savannah, Georgia. She had been, let me tell the story right. Her name was her name was Diana. It came up 2 different ways because back in the day they didn't really spell your name right and they really didn't tell you your birth date. So your name could be pronounced one way or it could be said another way, right? There was this slave. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Don't turn off the channel because I'm not going to talk this long. I say that every night, but tonight I'm really not going to talk this long because I got a lot of work to do. But there was a slave in Savannah, Georgia. She was bought by the slave master because she was intelligent and she knew how to read. This was in the 1800s. She knew how to read. She was good with numbers and she knew math. So when she was born, she hung around the white kids and she learned math and she learned how to read. Some of you may know this story. And some of you, if you don't, Google it on your YouTube channel and listen to her story while you're sewing. The slave that was supposed to be sold for 19 cents. Well, she got pregnant from the slave master. She was so good. She got pregnant from the slave master. And she had a little girl and her name was Ruth. And of course, because the baby looked like the slave master, of course, the slave master was white. They sold her baby because they didn't want the wife to know that it was her baby. It was his baby. So he was sleeping with the slave, and she was only worth 19 cents, y'all. So they thought. She was only worth 19 cents. And 19 cents back in the 1800s was the cost of a pound of coffee. 1 pound of coffee was what a smart, intelligent black slave was worth in the 1840s. Now, they sold her daughter. She thought she wasn't going to make it. She got over it after a few years. She got pregnant again from the same slave master, and his wife wasn't having it. So he had made a deal with his friend that he was going to sell her at the auction for 19 cents so that somebody could buy her and it would be him. And the reason that they wanted her for 19 cents is because if you were worth 19 cents or only worth 19 cents, that means that you either could do voodoo, you had mental illness, or you was wicked, or you was evil. So most people wouldn't buy a slave for 19 cents because they said she's just too cheap. I don't want this woman because she's too cheap, right? Well, there was another white man that knew what was going on. And they had a bid. And they bidded for this woman back and forth, back and forth. And they asked him, why do you want to pay this much for this woman? So she started out as $2, then $3, then $50, then $100, and then $500, then $600, then $900. Then she finally sold for $1,200 in 1840. You know why? Because she was able to sew. Amen, somebody. Amen, somebody. So she was sold for $1,200 and they couldn't believe it. And they had to hide her because they knew that there was something going on that she would sell for so much money. Well, this white man knew that she was so good. And guess what he did? He made it to find out how he could put her in Canada because Canada never had slaves. He got her to Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman got her in, and she got to meet Frederick Douglass, which I told you about last week. She was able to sew and be able to pay her money back to the guy that bought her. Then she was able to sew enough money that she went back to the Forbidden South in Savannah, Georgia, to find her daughter named Ruth. Now her daughter was 16 years old. She found her daughter and went back to Canada with her daughter, and actually went back to Savannah twice to find her sister. So what I'm here to tell you is that we don't have time to be lazy. You know, you hear me going on and you talking and I'm asking you about coaching and all this. There's nobody that's listening to me right now can't make $1,000 a day or $1,000 a week. If you look at coaching and you say, oh, I don't have the money. Guess what? Do you have nails on? Do you have hair extensions? Are you wearing a Coach bag? You know what? If you don't put some time into your education to learn how to make this money, now more than ever, it's never going to happen. So unlazy yourself. I mean, you got to get it because it's no easier than it is today. It's no easier to get in, find out what your niche is, put it online, you got to line yourself up, and you're trying to do stuff the wrong way, your own way. Your way ain't working. If it was working, you wouldn't be listening to me. Now, you know, everybody in this here, I say in here because I feel like y'all in the store with me tonight. You worth more than 19 cents, right? If she was worth 19 cents and was listed in the paper for 19 cents, just like you buy a house or you look for something that's being sold at auction. Can you imagine what $1,200 is worth? Can you imagine what you are worth with the skills that you have? And you sitting on them and you broke and you don't want to get no coaching how to get the next run. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to get it. Because nobody here can do it like you. The things that you're doing, the pictures that you're sending me, the work that you're doing, you can build schools. You can teach schools. You can have lines in the airport. I'm serious. The pictures that you all are showing me, you can have kiosks in the airport, and the kiosk will lead you to a standing store. Okay? You can have stores in your local malls. You can have stores in your strip plazas. You can have money looking for you every single day. But no, I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Well, you know what? I don't know right now. 19 cents. And you got these two hands working for you. And you're putting all your pictures on the wrong places. Letting everybody steal your ideas. They can take your name off your picture. They can do AI with your stuff. And you don't even know they sold. By the time they sell it, you don't even know. They don't even know who you are. We got to get it together because there's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars waiting for you. but you can't get it until you start. And it's not going to happen overnight. So if you don't get started, guess what? You can't finish. If you don't get started, you can't finish. So I'm going to get off the soapbox. I'm going to tell you what's selling hot this week. If you need some coaching, get some coaching. I wouldn't say if you need some coaching. If you're not making the money you want to make, if you're not seeing the results that you want to see, everything we do in life, we have to make sacrifices. If your car broke down, I guarantee you'll get it fixed. But if your car broke down and you was working your gift and you woke up in the morning and there was $500 in your pocket going to your bank account, there was $1,000 going in your bank account. I just checked my phone. Oh, Evelyn, oh my God, I love what I got. Love what you got. Oh, it's a great review. She spent $100 on a shawl. A shawl, y'all. She's happy. Gave me a 5-star review. That should be your sale. And your sale, and your sale, and your sale, and your sale. When we want something, it's gonna hurt at first. It don't supposed to be easy. If it's easy, then everybody be doing it. But you got something that you got, and you got it from God, and you can make it work for yourself, your family, and your community most of all. And you can do it. I mean, you can do it. But you can't get there by yourself. You got 5 fingers. Why? Because one ain't going to work by itself. 2 ain't going to work by itself. You got 2 hands because one ain't going to work by itself. When you help somebody, you pull them up, guess what? We all win. But if you got your gift, you holding on your gift, I'm going to see what I'm going to learn tonight. You know what? If you made $100 this week, you could have made $1,000 this week. If you made $1,000 this week, you could have made $5,000 this week. But you got to get started, and you got to do it. And I'm pressing you because it's January. I'm pressing you because when I was listening to her story again, and I said, I wonder if my team heard about the 19-cent seamstress. I wonder if my team knew she was right up the road from me in Savannah, Georgia. And you know, in Savannah, Georgia, I get a lot of fabrics come out of Savannah, Georgia, because Savannah, Georgia is a port. It's where the Geechees are known and make all the baskets. It's a dock where the slaves would come in, right in Savannah, Georgia. And they have a place called Gullah Island, and they have it's a place in Savannah area where they have a festival, the Gullah Festival, every year, and that festival is just to pay the property taxes. So everybody that go to that festival, it allows the African Americans or the Africans to maintain their property. And the reason I'm telling you that is because when we're sewing and you got your children and your grandchildren and they're looking at you make money, and and indirectly they're learning what you're doing, we have to teach our children how to pay the taxes. Because if they don't know how to pay the taxes, when you leave that inheritance, that home to them, or even if you still have a mortgage, if they don't pay the taxes, it goes back to the state. So it's important for us to learn our finances and how to leave more than just valuables to our family, but to show them how to pay the taxes early so that it's not taken from them. Now, roll call. The best part of the night. If I don't call your name, that means your dues aren't current. So if your dues slip and your card was somehow compromised or whatever, just pay your dues. They'll put you back in line. So I try to make sure every night that I look, and if I miss your name, that may mean that they tried to bill you and it didn't go through. So just update your card and we'll keep it moving. Okay. So if your name is out of order and that happened, that means they put you back to the top. But when they put you back to the top, you don't lower your rank as how long you've been a member. Okay. I want to make sure you know that. Okay. Here we go. Barbara Gary, I want you to know, Barbara Gary, you was the first member and you're the longest standing member. Woohoo! Barbara Gary. Miss T, you were one of the first members, long-standing members. Blessing 247, you was one of the first members and the long-standing members. Donna Marshall, guess what? You was one of the first members and one of the long-standing members. Shamika Customs, one of the first members, long-standing members. CC Wardrobe, one of the first members, one of the long-standing members. Miriam Masterpieces, one of the first members, one of the longest-standing members. Yawana Hodgepodge, one of the first members, longest-standing members. Jacqueline Gurry, one of the first members, long-standing members. Yvette Betcham, one of the first members, long-standing members. Laura Farr, one of the first members. Sonia Harden, one of the first members. Linda Brown, one of the first members. Brenda Stepney, one of the first members. Florence Bayabo, one of the first members. Kim, one of the first members. Alexandra Barnhart, one of the first members. Newly Refined Designs, one of the first members. Vanessa Purnell, one of the first members. Sassy Rebel, one of the first members. Linda C. Payne, one of the first members. Ngozi DeBerry, one of the first members. Logan Style, one of the first members. Vet McCray, one of the first members. Renee Slotin, one of the first members. And we have a few members at the top that was here, and they also were one of the first members. So I want to let you all know, I appreciate you. You jumped in right away and said, this is my channel. That's great, isn't it? So what they do is they tell me who all was the first members. And I thought tonight would only be right to let you know that you are a feather in my cap. Okay, now we need some help, right? So the rest of these members here, you helped us continue to grow. So I can tell you how I feel. And you can come back later and say, I don't like that, sweetheart. But anyway, we learn from each other. So Shelly Neal, Tatwana Gilder, Patricia, 1546, Gwendolyn Member Starbs, Liz Wilson, Mary Jones, Cha Cha, Cinder Soul Bohemian, Lear Lean Rockingham, Sweet Pearl Creations, Bernice Thompson, Lumen Laser, Michelle Stringer, Garden of Zig, LA59, Kathy Taylor, Keika Faso, Yolanda Thomas, Awanda Brown, Annette Moody, Leslie Oliver, Miss Kathy, Tracy Davis, Lanille, Jean Robinson, Tiffany Brown, Angela Hamilton, Daughters of Zion Creations, Paulette Bradley, Karen Royal, Dr. Kiva, Sharika Originals, Mona Lisa, Cool Designs, ZBLM. Okay. Nina Rose Treasures, Dawana Green, Constance Clinton. Constance, I know you've been a while, but they didn't give me your things. And Constance has been with us for a very long time. Thank you, Constance. Mildred Desserts, Rhonda Marie Blessings, and Pink Bazaz also has been with us for a very long time. They put you back at the top. So I really, really appreciate both of you all for sticking in there and hanging there with me. Now, I'm going to do a quick commercial break. If you need anything, black soap, great for your skin. The number is 407-590-8767. You want skin blemishes, you can wash your hair, wash your body with black soap. This is things that I personally sell in the store, and I'm using it as a commercial break. I have this also, is this raw mango butter, which is great for your skin. If you're shut in, it's cold, this is a great smoothing product. Instead of lotion, use real shea butter. You also can put it on your eyes, your face, your lips, any part of your body, any even personal parts of your body, you can use shea butter. It's really cold. And we have regular shea butter and 2 different other kinds of shea butter, but these are all natural and great deals. Okay, so those are things that you can set, that you can actually purchase. 407-590-8767. No, 407-590-8767. I had that right. Now, tonight we're talking about, are you lazy with your gift? Now, I don't want you to answer that, because after the night, you won't be lazy. You know what I mean? You'll say, I was lazy. I'm not going to be lazy no more. You know what I mean? So I don't want anything to be negative. I want it to always be positive. And I want you to know, because when I see what you have and I see your gift, I feel good and I feel sad, because I know when I was out there on the road, if you were out there, man, you'd be killing it. And this weekend is Zora Neale Hurston Festival. It's the only biggest festival we have right here in Orlando, Florida. And they are out there in the cold hoping for a sale. There's nothing wrong with doing festivals, but when you got weather, wind outside, it can affect attendance. So all those snowbirds that came from the north and have hunkered down here for 2 weeks to come to this festival, it could be good or bad. Some people are going to go no matter what. They're going to go and support those vendors. But I birthed my stores because I said we only got one African store, one African thing in Orlando area, and it's only once a year. So I said I want to make a change. I want to make a difference. So what happened this weekend is when those people go out there and they don't see nothing, guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, go to Evelyn. She's in the mall. She got it. Think she got this? She got it. She got that. She got it. 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 Okay. So I birthed these stores because I saw and I want to make a difference. And if I can do it, you can do it. And even if you're not physically able to do it, you're mentally able to do it. You can voice who you want to run your business. You can voice who you want to handle your money. Age is just a number. Okay. So don't feel like, oh, I can't do it. No, you can do anything you want because the mind is powerful. Okay, what is selling this week? Let me tell you what's selling for Evelyn. And then I want you to know if it's selling for me, it could sell for you. And if it's selling for me, a lot of people are looking. Also, I wanted to share with you too. I have also been I know y'all know about Etsy, right? Etsy is one of the largest platforms that sells handmade products in the United States, and it sells all over the world. Well, I have also been invited several times to help business owners on Etsy and help them with their channel and help them what is selling. How do you do this? So I've been on that private line. How do you make this money? How do you do this? Because most of the people that sell on Etsy, they average $30 to $50. My average is $100. Meaning, I'm saying my average on Etsy, that's for one item. My average on Etsy is if they buying something, they spending $200 or $300. So I never went down on my price. I had held the value, but I always give more with my item. So when I talk to you about coaching, I'm not talking to you about just me. I'm talking about how the industry looks at me. And anytime I pull up something, they got my picture on it. Anytime I pull up something on Pinterest, not me physically, but my product. Pinterest, they got my picture on it. So I'm just saying that to let you know I'm qualified. I'm qualified to help you. I'm qualified to get you there. And for those who are taking the coaching and who are getting your orders out already, that is like some are getting coaching less than 2 months and they're already getting sales. They're already getting boxes out. They're already getting reorders. And they're still in the first stage of the bullet of things that you're going to do. So just imagine next year and the year after, those who are getting, just imagine where you are going to be. You're going to be flying out the channel. You're going to be like an octopus. And then you know what? You're going to need help. So you got to build those prices up as you start getting your sales to help an assistant. Maybe clipping the items, maybe making sure the items are cleaned up. Maybe they're boxing the items. So when you start getting busy, you will need help. You will need an assistant. I don't even care if it's somebody to clean the floor. Because some of you are very, very anal, like it got to be clean. It got to be spotless when you go to bed. I said, leave it. Come back. Clean up when you got to go away for a minute, but leave your stuff because your creativity come back. In fact, I also suggest if you're working on some big tasks, just change your undergarments and wear the same clothes for 2 or 3 days and keep that energy going. Your energy is in the clothes you wear. You don't have to wear something fresh, just your undergarments. And you'll be surprised how your creativity go because The clothes is already ready. Your energy's in your clothes and you're making it. And some people say, why they wear the same thing? Well, when you work for a company, don't you wear the same clothes? Don't you wear, you might have 3 pair of pants and 5 shirts. Don't you wear you the mail lady, don't you wear the same clothes? You work for McDonald's, don't you wear the same clothes? You work for FedEx, you work for UPS, don't you wear the same clothes? When you become a millionaire, you ain't got time to think about what I'm gonna wear every day. You wear the same clothes in your creative state and you make it happen. Okay? Hats are selling. If you are a hat maker or you want to be a hat maker, start. Go to a local store, buy the least expensive hat, go home and play with it. Make something happen with that hat. Hats are selling like crazy. People are buying hats for the spring right now. Even though it's snowing outside, they are buying hats. I'm selling anywhere from 5 to 10 hats a day. They're buying hats. Jewelry. If you can make any type of jewelry, chunky jewelry, anything, jewelry is selling. And they're spending great money. They're spending anywhere from $115 to $195 for handmade jewelry. What did she say? They are spending $115 to $195. I just got off the text and they're saying, well, can you get it here tomorrow? I'm in Georgia. Can you get it here the next day? Well, you know the roads are bad. It's cold. It's freezing. Nah, even if I overnight it, it's not going to get there. Then she said, okay, they changed the schedule. I can get it in 10 days. Okay, so go ahead and place your order. Guess how much the necklace was? $165. In fact, when she bought the necklace, she said, well, how long is it? And I said, well, how long you want it? Because I make it. Most people are not used to talking to a person. They're used to talking to AI. So she said, how long is it? And how can you make it this size? I said, sure. So she said, I want the necklace. I want it 18 inches long. And I want it like the lady that has it on with the face mask. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what she's talking about. So I had to go back and research what I sold, right? So I had done sold this necklace 5 times this month, 5 times since December to now. So like 6 weeks or so. And so I went back to look at the necklace I saw the necklace, but I couldn't tell what made her want to buy the necklace, although looking at the picture. So when I went back and looked at the picture, the review said it's a 5-star review. I said, wow, I didn't know that. And then I saw that I had sold 5 of these necklaces that I hand make with these different stones I get from all over Africa. And I put it all together. And every person that had bought the necklace had gave it a 5-star review. And I was like, wow, I'm that good. Wow, girl. I shocked myself today. Okay. Not saying that I shouldn't get a 5-star, but some people just don't like stuff when they get it, right? They might give you a 4-star. But I really work hard on getting my things out right away and then, getting it to the person. And I always give a gift. Like I said, I might give them a little small beaded necklace, bracelet or something. But anyway, I'm rambling. So anyway, when I saw the picture and the lady had on the necklace and she had on a big mask like this with a gauze like that. And she gave a 5-star and she was telling how it was working. It was good and it was strong and everything. And I went back and read all the other reviews and it was saying the same thing. But the necklace was $165. I'm like, wow. So she bought another necklace. Then when I went to my other site, another necklace sold for $165. How long it take me to make that necklace? Maybe 25 minutes. 25 minutes to make $165. Not a bad day, right? So I stopped. I made the necklace, gave it to my store assistant, put a nice little gift, had it wrapped up, put it in a gift box, gone. So what I'm saying, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. So you can have other things going on. Think of your business as like you got as if you're cooking on the stove. Okay, most stoves got 4 to 5 eyes, right? If you got a new stove, you got that little middle eye that's the warmer, and you got the two burners, top and bottom. And so when you're cooking your meal for your dinner, different things are being cooked at different times because you want it all to end up at the same time. So you might be working on a big dress over here, a prom dress over here, and you might be working on a hat over there. You might be working over a skirt over there. On the warmer is a piece of jewelry, and over here is just a shawl. All right. So when the sales come in, they all come in at the same time. So think of your business like we always call it a roll of pot of neck bones. We call it pot of neck bones. What's in that pot of neck bones? Because everything gonna be good when you come out, right? So when you start getting yourself ready, you gotta have more than one thing on the stove. Because you don't know what's gonna sell. You don't know this gonna sell. You might have people gonna pick up this, but then you got to order over here. You got some over here. You got some over there. But you can't be lazy to be able to receive all of the rewards. So jewelry's selling, ponchos are selling, hats are selling, and the number one color that is making reviews that everybody is loving. I'm gonna show you this. This is the best-selling color right now. And it is orange. Don't forget about the color orange. Don't forget about the color orange. Now, what I have here, I'm making a shawl. I think this one is going to Boston, Massachusetts. All right. I got some nice, good-smelling leather. And I got a shawl that they can wear over. I'm not quite done. I want to add some more length to it because it's so cold. I don't want to sit like this. I want it to really wrap, right? But if you got anything, if you don't like orange, somebody else does. Sometimes you have to have a color that you really don't fall in love with. I do like orange, but orange is a good seller right now. Everything that I do in orange is selling. So think about orange when you're putting your items to your friends or you're sending them on your phone. Think about orange. Think about something orange. It just brings. In fact, if you really look at orange, orange is actually brighter than red. So think about orange when you're building your garments or your accessories or you're painting art or you're making your lampshades or you're doing your crochet. If you're crocheting your hats and your crochet, some people will say they're crocheting shoes now. If you're doing the crochets, think about putting a speck of orange in there. It's popping. It's when I put orange as the window in the store, it's like boom. Even if it don't get a sale, which it will eventually get a sale. If it don't get a sale, it gets attention. And the next big color, which I don't have it right here. I think it's behind me. The next big color that is selling right now is purple and lavender. People are feeling purple. They are feeling warm. They love purple. So think about those two colors as you're building your inventory. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to say is as you're making your items, whatever level you are on, I want you to make sure you take a photo of it. Take a photo of it and save it. Save it to a file. Put all your photos together and make your own catalog. So the pictures that you're making or the garments that you're making or the expressions that people are having, if you're making something for someone, ask them for a photo. Even if it's a pillow, ask them to send you a picture of them hugging the pillow or send them a picture of the pillow on their couch. I want you to start building your catalogs so you can see where you came from. And then when you start putting things on it, now if you can, before you send the photo, make 10 photos of each item. Front, back, side, up, down, in and out, and a 9-second video. And save that to a file on your computer. So when you get ready to go online, you already have your inventory stacked. You already have everything stacked to do what you need to do. Now, I am going to, okay, someone's saying, can I give you a class? Can I give a viral class on a hat? That's Tatwina Gilder. I would have to charge for that. If I had enough, I can let me say this. I can do it, but if I do I would have to it would have to be private. Because if I do it for free, I don't get a reward for it. You know what I mean? Meaning that everything costs, my time and everything. So I could figure out a price for um, just doing hats, but I still would need to know. I would still need to know, what do you already know? Can you sew? Do you glue? Do you do hand sewing? Because when you make hats, there's steps to hats, and some of your skills have to already be there. So I have to interview you to make the hats, even do the class. Because if I just did a viral class, I don't know what level you're on. And that's why now if you take the coaching class, you're gonna learn how to do everything. And I said everything. Okay? Because you do the hats, you need a bag, you need the earrings, you need a doll, you need the outfit to match. So would you just want to sell the hat, or would you want to sell everything? Because don't think of your pocket. Don't think of your pocket. Just sell what you have. A good example. This is for you. This is for you, Mr. Tweenham. A young lady came in today. I was so busy. And she came in today and she said, I've never been in a store like this. I walked by your store 4 times. I bought something online and it's not here yet. And I'm burying my grandmother. I'm like, oh wow, you got a lot going on. Then she said, but what does it cost? I said, what do you like? I don't know what I like. She said, well, I said, what's your budget? I don't have a budget. I don't know. She said, but it's not a lot. I said, what is it, $20? And she said, I could do more than $20. I said, listen, $20 is $20. If you have only $20, and I'm not saying only $20 because you can have other stuff going on. I have head wraps, I have jewelry, I have accessories that you can get that's $20. She said, no, I can't come out of here with just spending $20. It's a lot of stuff, right? I said, but listen, go handle burying your grandmother and come back. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I'm not a pushy salesman. Go handle your grandmother and then come back. She said, I can't leave the store without buying something. Long story short, she started looking at hats, started looking at dresses. She said, well, I only have $95. I said, okay, let me show you what I can sell you for $95. She said, no, I can't do that. This is for you too, Weena. The lady left out of here and she spent $340 when we started at 20, 65, then 95. So what I'm saying is, if I give you, it's like, I'm gonna tell you about hats. Hats is like, if you got the alphabet from A to Z, it's like, I just want the H. Well, you need all the letters. And it's gonna make you a better hat designer, because when you buy things to make the hat, you got the scarf and the earrings and the necklace. I know you just want to do hats, but what I'm gonna tell you is, when you start selling to your clients, they're gonna ask you for the accessories. And that's an extra $100. So if you selling a hat for $65 or $95, you're gonna end up with $350. So it's difficult as a designer to show you one thing, because you may not like to really work with pin needles. You may not like to work with hook needles. You may have to get like the proper iron to steam the hats. And then when I start showing you things, you're gonna be like, wow. And then you're gonna find out a hat design that I didn't even show you. So that's why when you pick a certain thing, I would first suggest to anybody, if you want to do hats, go buy an inexpensive hat and take it apart and put it back together differently. So anybody who want to do hats and you're not quite ready to get the coaching, just go take a hat and pull it all the way apart. And because when you see a hat, it start with one little top in the middle, and it go round and round and round and round and round, and it make this big old brim, but it start with one little piece. And when you take it all apart and you put it and you look at it and you try it on, then you get some other things. But when you add all, it's like a cake without the dressing. If you start adding all the dressing and everything to it, that same basic hat, you would not know it came from that rack. It would be like the people that buy the hat will be like this. They'll be trying to figure out how to buy your hat, Tatwina, versus buying a refrigerator. I've seen it. You'll say, what? Go to a Kojic convention. They'll say, I gotta have that hat. That hat is $595. And then you'll say, what? And they'll come with their credit card and they'll get it. Hats are is a item that people overlook. But if you get with the right coaching and you start learning them hats and start learning how to price your hats and start having people model your hats and just record people wearing your hats and trying the hats on, when you start selling hats, I guarantee you will not sell one hat. You'll sell 5 hats to one person. Because when people buy hats, I have different websites, right? I have people that buy my hats off of different sites and they don't know I'm the same person. I have my name there, but I have a different business name there that goes with that city that I'm selling in, or that store that store is in. So I have a store that still have Evelyn's, but there's a lot of Evelyn's, right? But I have hats to help keep the sales or keep the bills going in different stores. And so when they buy it, when I start looking at all the sales, I'm selling 6 hats to one person, because each website I put a different type of style of hat. Because it's like if I was in Michigan right now and I was trying to sell a bathing suit, they would look at me like I'm crazy, right? Well, if you're in Florida right now, when you walk in every store, all you see is bathing suits. So when I have a store in a different state, I got to look like I belong in that state. And so I see that your picture is so pretty with your hat on. There is no amount of money you can't make selling hats. In fact, you may make a hat for a woman and a man will buy it. And I'm talking about a hard man, not a gay man. Nothing wrong with gay men. You do what you want to do. But when you make some really nice hats and they just like a sharp brim with a feather on it, I have white men come in all the time and buy hats out the women's side. And I got a man hat store next door. But they'll see that hat and they'll say, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. Okay, let me look this one up. I love that. This is Miriam Masterpieces, multitasking. Okay, she said, I'm listening. And somebody says, Mildred said, amen. I appreciate you. I heard that. Sharing that history. Wasn't that something? 19 cents. 19 cents. I mean, when you really look at it, that really wasn't that long ago that people was. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Okay, we just had this tragic death of Alex Petty. And I want you all to go back and look at that picture. I want you to go back and look at that picture. Don't look at the picture when he's getting shot. Look at the picture look at the picture. When he got shot, he was shot in front of a donut shop. He got shot in front of a donut shop in Minnesota. And right behind that picture is a black man, an older black man in a round circle. Now, when I saw that black man, every time they show him and they blocking out the picture of the getting shot. If you're looking at me from a different country, we had a travesty. We had a real tragic death with a peaceful protester getting shot. And when he got shot, they blurred out the shot on some channels, which they should have did on all channels. But on the back was a picture. It's a round picture of a black man, an older black man. And what I saw with that picture was that's how we were treated as black people, as African people. And now they're shooting people of different colors because Minnesota is mostly Somalian, which is dark-skinned people. And when I saw that, it was a reminder that slavery is not over. And when I say that, I mean we are slaves to ourselves because we done got comfortable. So that's why I came with the title, say, are we lazy? Are you lazy? Am I lazy? Because when I saw that happening in broad daylight, it was like that happened all the time and nobody cared. But now people are outraged and they're caring and they're protesting in the snow, all degrees. So when I look at that, I just want to work harder, y'all. I want to give more to myself, to my family, to my community. I want to work harder because that could have been me. I mean, in other words, I'm not a radical person. I mean, I don't want to protest, but I have to look at my husband because he's law enforcement. And I'll be like, I want to go out there and show that I care, but I sometimes I just can't because of my position, right? So what I'm saying is that when I saw this older man, and you'll see his picture, if you look up anything on Facebook, Instagram, TV, when they show that scene, look up. Don't look where they want you to look. Look up. And you'll see a picture of that black man, and it reminds me that that was us. Strange fruit hanging from a tree. Somebody who just want an equal chance to be a person, right? And when you see that little baby in the cold, it's saying, no, we can work better. We can work harder. So I'm saying this to you tonight. I want to leave this on a positive note because that's who I am. I want you to know, if you are being lazy with your gift, let this be the last day. Change the channel. Go into your room. Go into your mending. Go into your box. See what you can do with a glue gun. See what you can do with a needle and thread. See what you can do with just cutting something without a pattern. See if you can, you know what I do when I come into my stores and I have to open my stores? I go all the way through the store and make sure these stores are long and deep. I walk through the store and I go all the way to the back and turn on the light without my phone, without a flashlight. If I had to crawl through my store and I had to find something and the lights was cut off, I could do it without a cell phone, without a flashlight. That's how you got to be with your gift. If you need to make $1,000 this week before the weekend is over, I promise you can do it. If you say, I need $1,000, and you go to bed tonight and you say, Lord, I need $1,000, and you lined up and you've been good and you've been doing right, he will get it to you. He will get it to you. So don't sleep on your gift. Don't be lazy with your gift. Get your act together and make things better with your gift. If you got to sacrifice your nails, your hair, just that new outfit, do that so you can expand. Now, expanding don't mean just go buy a lot of fabric or buy a lot of yarn, because you already got it. It's easy to accumulate. What you have to do is you have to start investing in your skills so that you can do it quicker. When this guy get out that tractor trailer tomorrow, he gonna come in here. He's a 2X man. He's a big guy. He gonna try on that outfit. I'm gonna tell him to go home, take care of your wife, come back tomorrow, pick it up. But if I wasn't lined up, I'll be like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this man? You come in, you try your outfit on, you go home, you come back, and you pay. And he only had like $200. So I took the $200 and I'm gonna take the other $50 tomorrow. That's what I normally charge for a custom outfit. Okay. So what I'm saying is that time is of an essence, because if you start waiting till November or say May or July, and you saying, okay, I'm ready for coaching, it's too late. You need to start for next year. Because what happens is people are already in the mood of spending their money. They're already in the mood of where they're going to spend their money. Like if you got a store open right now and people are looking, people are wise. They look, they plan their spending. when they plan their spending, then they come back and they spend like that. And when they spend, they give it all to the person that they've been watching their work, their effort. So if you only make something and it's sold and you don't have nothing else, you miss thousands of dollars. Because somebody else probably is watching that outfit or watching that hat or watching that painting or watching that, that crochet jacket you just made. And if you don't have anything else, they're going to go to the next person. So when you're not lazy with your gift, you're already sewing like you got a dozen people in line. And you never, when you got somebody really good, it's when they waiting. Like I got a guy, I'm gonna be in next Friday. I'm flying in from New York. I want my outfit ready, girlfriend. Can you come to the reception in Miami? Now you know I can't go to Miami, but I got an invitation for you. I'm gonna have your outfit together. I'm gonna be there with you with your outfit on. So people are planning their spending. They're planning to get to you. And if they're planning, that don't necessarily mean they got to come to you. You can ship it to them. But if you don't have your act together, they can't get it. They really can't get it. Everybody want to spend money right now because they done had to pay all their bills. They tired of this media and they want to feel good. And they want to feel good from something that you brought to the universe. They want to feel good from something that you made. And if you continue to make, you can make more and more and more. And then you go get a person over here, help me with this. And then you know what? If you say, I ain't got no help, it doesn't have to be somebody you know personally. It doesn't have to be a family member. Put it in the universe. I need an assistant. Don't let, because you don't have anybody, slow you down from making your gift. Because things going to happen. And we have to be prepared for the storm. Like you snowed in. Did you have enough food? Can't get out. I'm looking at people who do Uber and DoorDash, and they're scared because they don't have enough money to pay their bills. It's the first of the month, and the roads are frozen. And they can't go out there and deliver somebody's food. And I'm saying, oh my gosh. But guess what? If you're making something right now and it's a late delivery, you don't get penalized for it. As long as you get it, if you have the steps, like I told you how to get those who are doing the coaching, if you can print your stamps out and the mailman can't get to you to pick it up, you don't get penalized for that because they know it's a crisis all over the United States. So if you got the means in right now, you're making so much money. You know why you're making money right now if you've been kicking coaching? Because everybody is home. They either working from home or they shopping from home. And it's the first of the month coming up this weekend. So they're going to get paid because they want the mortgage companies to get their money first. You ever notice that? You always get paid around time to pay the mortgage. They want the mortgage to get their money first. The people who got retirement, Social Security, they want their money first. So they want them powerful bills to be paid first. But they're going to always make some time to spend some money somewhere else. And why not you? Right? So if you got it tonight, say lazy is not me. Type in there, lazy is not me, because that girl done got me fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm making my inventory and it's for sale. And guess what? It's sold. It's all sold. Everything you can make is already sold. Every single thing that you can make is already sold. One thing over here, make them buy over there. They'll buy over there. If you can say, I got 10 of these, guess what? That's $10,000. I got 5 of these, that's $5,000. I got 1 of these, that's $1,000. You know, $1,000 will look good at any time, right? A $20 bill will look good at any time. That's why I told her, baby, you got $20. I'll take your $20. I will stop to take your $20. I will stop to make your $500. I will stop to make your $3,000. I will stop. So it's not just me. It's you. You got the power to take control of your life, and you don't have time to be what? Lazy. Nobody got time to be lazy right now. Not in the boot camp. Now, if I got enough people say they want to do the boot camp. If you still want to do the boot camp, that's the 3rd week in October. We're making plans. If you want to exhibit, you need some coaching. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the longer you saying, I don't need no money right now. I don't need no money right now, Evelyn. I don't need no money right now. Who can say that? Tell me who can say I don't need no money right now. I can't hear you. I don't need no money right now. Oh, I got enough money. Guess what? You got to sow when your house started to get falling apart. You got to sow when your car started falling apart. You got to sow when your relationship done hit the roof. You got to sow when the kid, when I say sow, that don't mean physical sow, whatever your gift is, okay? Because everybody on this channel not sowing. When your life is in turmoil, you have to go to your gift to find peace. And then you'll find a financial blessing at the same time. So when you're not lazy, that means that you can sow, or you can work with your gift, and you can come out of that rut. When you lazy, that means, oh, my man done left me. I'm gonna sit on the couch and cry all day. Oh my son just went to jail. Oh my goodness. That happened to my family today. Somebody went to jail. And we were like, what? How did he do that? And my aunt want to go and take him a pizza. And they told him, you can't take him no pizza. He's going to be all right. But what I'm saying is that life happens, right? Life happens sometime, and money just won't help. He just need to cool off a little bit. When he cool off a little bit, I promise you, he ain't had peanut butter since he was 2 years old. When he get out of jail, we laughing because sometimes you can't tell people stuff, and they just have to find out the hard way. Now, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the situation because my aunt is so dear, and he's never been in trouble before, but he just started smelling himself. So he'll be all right. He'll be all right. But he only have peanut butter. She wanted to take him a pizza, and the judge and the bailiff told him only person come see him is the preacher. So if I tell you that, you know he in an old town in the country, because they said the only person can come see him as a pastor. And he don't go to church right now, so I guess he might need to go to church. That's his credit card to get out of jail, as a preacher comes seeing. I love it, because when you're born in the church, God is the way, and you stray from the church, and then you realize that I need to get lined up back with God. He'll tell you every time, or he'll show you in somebody else's life. But I'm here to help you, and I'm here to grow your finances. And I'm here to be a blessing in your life so that you can be a blessing to your family and to your community. And when you see something, like they say something. If you see somebody throwing trash out the window, you know what I mean? Don't get in an argument with them, pick it up. Because sometimes people just don't know no better. They don't think about it. And we got to keep our surroundings clean and clutter-free. And if you're one of those who throw stuff out the window, get a little garbage bag and put it in there. The last thing is Hilton Head in South Carolina. If you got trash in your car, they charge you $500. If you got trash in your car, that's how much they are about litter, because they said people have trash in their car, they'll throw it out their car, leave it on their grounds, and then they got rats. So if you drive up to go into Hilton Head and you got trash in your car, you pay $500, or you clean out your car before you can go on that island. Isn't that something? All right. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I know nobody watching me is lazy, because we don't have time to be lazy. You know how old people say, and they yawning. Child. You could either be sowing or shelling peas. Anybody ever shell peas before? You could be sowing, or you could be picking cotton. You could be sowing, or you could be getting corn, or pulling butter beans off the ground. So we got it easy. All we got to do is create something. We're going to create it. I love you all so much. And I'm telling you, I am so busy, y'all. God is blessing. And everybody is home and they're shopping. I want to share that with you, because people are home. They can't get out. It's cold. It's windy. It's raining. And they start messing with Iceland. And guess what? All that ice came to the United States. All that Greenland, not Iceland. They started messing with Greenland, and all that ice came to the United States, and we can't handle it. Even the cold places can't handle it. Canada, Michigan, Texas, Georgia, Philly, all these Dallas, all these places are freezing up. They cold. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here in the cold. I'm gonna come back to work at 6 in the morning. I'm gonna come in at 6 in the morning. I got 15 appointments tomorrow. So I just wanted to come in, tell you all that I'm doing fine, and I know you're doing fine, and I know nobody's lazy. Thank you so much. Take care. And we ain't got time to be lazy. All right. Bye-bye.